But that's also part of the vibe that we get from someone can actually be their bacteria exchanging with ours.
I don't know how I feel about that. Life sure would be easier if we knew how to read people better. So what's your best advice for someone to learn how to trust their instincts or their gut better?
I love this question because I'm a nutritionist and I specialize in the gut in the physical way. But as far as gut instincts, we really need to just practice. That's the simple answer, is just practice, follow your gut instincts, your initial ones, see how it feels, get to know the difference. There's subtleties in gut instincts. And then the other thing I want to touch on from my point of view as a nutritionist is that we actually have a brain in our gut, and it's called the enteric nervous system, the ENS. And it's actually separate from our brain. It has more neurons than our brain. It produces all sorts of dopamine, all the neurotransmitters in there, and it's bathed in this, and it actually has memories, and it responds to situations on its own. So yes, our gut and our brain talk to each other, but if we actually severed our spinal cord from the ENS, it would actually keep functioning. So we actually have this innate intelligence in our gut. And our society, which is very based on rational thought, striving, all these things, kind of has dampened the importance of this. And just like our brain, we have to use it or else we kind of lose it. And so when we start trusting our gut more, and it's important to realize that there is this intelligence, this innate intelligence in our gut. And so when we start to trust it more, we build up that inner knowing, that intelligence, and we'll start be more familiar with it and start to actually trust what it's telling us.
I do think that we need to give it some space. You know, I know that especially when I meet a new person or when I'm interviewing a client for the first time, that I feel myself kind of opening up. I'm looking at their nuances, I'm looking at micro behaviors, but I'm just asking myself, how does this person impact my gut? What is happening? And it helps me a great deal as a psychologist because I can pick up on things. But you know, I think one of the reasons we don't trust our gut so much is because in normal everyday living, we're living according to analysis and compare and contrast, and you know, that's on a normal day. Our intuitions come as hunches that are a full-blown knowing. It's a picture that hits us. And we have to be open to the fact that we have a part of the brain that can do that for us, and that it's very valuable to use it.
Yeah, and the same with the gut. Our microbiome, right? That's kind of a big buzzword in the health world these days. And our microbiome doesn't just include all the bacteria in our gut. It's actually the bacteria on our skin. It's the bacteria right here. Us sitting in the same room, we're actually exchanging microbiota through our system. And that's actually what they've studied and seen, that people actually in community, that's why we say we have vibes. I mean, there's also energetic for sure, but that's also part of the vibe that we get from someone can actually be their bacteria exchanging with ours.
I don't know how I feel about that.
We have to get much more okay with the idea of germs and bacteria to really embrace this. But it's really exciting, this idea that community can really, it's not just the vibes or the friendships, it's actually the physical interchange of the microbiome.
Well, you know, they call it body loops, and there's a lot of good connections between all of the, you know, your interior and your cognitive processes. And just like you say, we're in this society where everything's supposed to be rational. You're supposed to understand it's almost mathematical. And so we've gotten away from the concept of intuition. But you know, a Nobel Prize was given for explaining intuition several years ago. And the way it works is you begin, let's say you're learning the stock market, and you suddenly learn one little fact and you put it into the brain. And then you learn another little fact and you put it in the brain, and it's called chunking. And you put all these chunks in, and then all these combinations between the chunks, and all of a sudden, boom, you see one tiny little fact, and the whole system lights up, and you know it. So it's really not that you know, so intuition, you just have to trust it. It's the trust issue. It's not the intuition. I mean, it's not magic, intuition. It's built into the brain, and women are better at it because the brain is better connected. But we don't believe ourselves, and that's the issue.
I think there's just so much information nowadays that we're supposed to go to. I mean, my goodness, Pinterest is telling us what to wear. We've got social media, there's Google. When is there time? And I think that we have to make time to understand that. And like you're saying, I think women are better at it, and we do block things together. So a mother is very happy to trust her gut when it comes to her children. So where does that not transfer into buying a couch or marrying someone? And sometimes at a certain point, just like buying a couch, it's time to put away all the facts and just let things flow over us, because we will trust it when we choose.
So trust is built on a track record, and if you want to learn how to trust your gut, you have to start by practicing, listening to your body and what your body is saying to you, and do it again, do it again, do it again. The more you do it, the more you'll know when your gut is talking to you. And if you have any questions, ask these fine ladies. They have the answers.